Hello. So something I'll repeat many, many times is that often adults will find out what kids know, but by asking questions. And questions is one of really just a testing way to find out what kids know. And if they don't know it, they just can't answer. There's nothing that helps them get there. So everything that we're going to do is about helping the kid expand and develop their language skills. Whoa, that was a very loud bell. So what we're talking about is expanding language skills. And the student I was working with today, he has very poor sentence structure. It's short, there's missing words. And so we want to make sure that he's given the chance and opportunity to express himself in a spontaneous way, but then that he gets the feedback of how to make it even better. So a lot of the times I like to use books that don't necessarily have text for kids to get lost in, or that we can change the story around as we want. And I loved using today Goodnight Gorilla because it's a chunky book that just has a lot of pictures and very little text. And so when a child is saying a sentence, that's one thing, but first I want to give them the language. So before I had any request with the student today, what I did is I told them the story. And the story is a little bit different every time simply because there's no text and I make it up on the spot, but it's the same general idea because we're following the pictures. The pictures are called visual supports. And so then when I'm going through the book, I'm giving him all the language, I'm telling him all the sentences, I'm saying what I see, the students can follow along easily. There's not a lot of demand and they're hearing the sentences. Great, so then the second thing that I did with the student today is I asked him to retell the story using the book. So again, visual supports are there to remind him what happens, and then he gets a chance to go through and say things. Now, most of the time his sentences were very, very short, like I said. So sometimes they were just one word. It was the word stealing, and I don't want to in any way discourage the child. I want to support them. So I want to give a full sentence. What's the full sentence that he could have said? I repeated, yes, the monkey is stealing the keys. You're right. So he gets reinforced that yes, he said something correct about the book, and I give him what the full sentence would have been. Another example is open the cage. And I give a fuller example and comment, yes, the monkey opened the cage. So I'm giving the right grammar, I'm giving the right sentence structure, and I'm giving more information that just goes in auditorily, and I can repeat that again and again. Because like I said, first, I tell the book. I might tell it more than one time. I might ask them to repeat only a page, not the whole story. So we're building on skills step by step. He was really excited to keep talking about the story. I said it to him twice, and then he did his retelling of it. He used the word sneaky, which was really great. And then I said, the monkey is so sneaky. And in a previous video, I was talking about creating an understanding of new words. So the word I had used was mischief. And I had to build that word from the ground up. I had to let him hear the word a couple of times. So we heard the sounds of it, the beginning to the end, and all the sounds in the middle. Then we had to put meaning in that for that word. What does mischief mean? And he, through talking about it and through us repeating the story, came up with the word sneaky. And I went, yes, being mischief can be a little bit like somebody being sneaky. And then I tied it back to the first step of explanation I had given, which is doing something that's full of mischief, or the word mischief is doing something you're not really supposed to, and being sneaky, you're right, can be part of doing something you're not supposed to. So I gave new information, and then when the student came up with his own information, it was delightful because I was able to tie it together. And so that's how we went through the book, where he would point out something, and I would give him a sentence that was his sentence, but a little bit longer, with the right grammar and correct sentence structure. So practice makes perfect. Keep doing it, and don't be afraid to use the same story many, many times, because every time you can notice something new in the pictures, or make a sentence that's a little bit more advanced, or tie things together. It's great. Take care.